In January of 2020, the Rhode Island General Assembly met for their session to discuss the proposed budget for various capital projects. The Rhode Island General Assembly decided to award the budget for these various projects and to fund these projects under three different approaches. One is through the issuance of bonds. The second method of funding is through the refunding of bonds. And the third method is the issuance of temporary notes authorized in such accordance with the provisions as stated in this act. These 7 capital projects will show and identify each project and its proposed budget and the purpose of its budget. Project number 1 is the higher education facilities, which is related to the campuses and buildings of such facilities. The proposed budget is $107,300,000. Its purpose is to provide capital improvements to the higher education facilities, which is to be allocated in 3 different categories. Category A is for the University of Rhode Island's Fine Arts Center, which has a proposed budget of $57,300,000. Category B is for the Rhode Island College Clark Science Building renovation project, which has a proposed budget of $38 million. Category C is for the Community College of Rhode Island renovation and modernization project, which has a proposed budget of $12 million. Please cast your vote to either approve or disapprove this budget. Project number 2 is for the Beach Clean Water and Green Bond project, which has a proposed budget of $74 million. Its purpose is for the environmental and recreational purposes to be allocated in 8 different categories. The following categories are: Category A, state beaches and parks and campgrounds, which budget is for $33 million. Category B is for the Interstate 195 Park project, which has a budget of $4 million. Category C is for the local recreation projects, which has a proposed budget of $4 million. Category D is for the natural and working lands projects, which has a proposed budget of $3 million. Category E is for the Clean Water and Drinking Water project, which has a proposed budget of $15 million. Category F is for the Municipal Resiliency Project, which has a proposed budget of $7 million. Category G is for the Providence River Dredging Project, which has a proposed budget of $6 million. Category H is for the Woonsoquatucket River Watershed Project, which has a proposed budget of $2 million. Please cast your vote to either approve or reject this proposal. Project number 3 is for the Housing and Community Opportunity Project, which has a total budget proposed for $65 million. Its purpose is to increase the availability of affordable housing and support community revitalization through the redevelopment of existing structures, new construction, and property acquisition. Please cast your vote to either approve or reject this proposal. Project number 4 is for the Transportation Infrastructure State Match Project. Its purpose is to match federal funds and provide direct funding for needed and planned improvements to the state's transportation infrastructure, including ports, highways, roads, and bridges. The state will match all federal budgets in terms of its needs in accordance with its plans and state development projects for the highway, boats, roads, and bridge projects. Please cast your vote to either approve or reject this proposal. Project number 5. Early Childhood Care and Education Capital Fund Project, which has a proposed budget of $15 million. Its purpose is for physical improvements to and the development of licensed early childhood care and education facilities through an early childhood care and education capital fund. Please cast your vote to either approve or reject this budget. Project number 6 is for the Cultural Arts and the Economy Grant Program and State Preservation Grant Program as well. With the proposed budget totaling $7 million. Its purpose is to fund the Cultural Arts and the Economy Grant Program and the State Preservation Grants Program, which is to be allocated as follows. Category A is for the Cultural Arts and the Economy Grant Program, which is budgeted for $6 million. This budget will be matched by the federal government, by the state. This matching grant also continued the Cultural Arts and the Economy Grant Program administered by the Rhode Island State Council on the Arts for Capital Improvement and its preservation and renovation projects for both public and nonprofit artistic performance centers, as well as the museums and cultural arts centers located throughout the state of Rhode Island as follows. 3 facilities have been identified. 1, the Trinity Repertory Company, which has a proposed budget of $2,500,000. 2, the Rhode Island Philharmonic Center, which has a proposed budget of $1,500,000. 3 is for other funds to be allocated by the Rhode Island State Council of the Arts for $2 million. State Preservation Grants Program, $1 million. Please cast your vote to either approve or reject this budget. Project number 7 is for the Industrial Facilities Infrastructure Project, which has a proposed budget of $60 million. Its purpose is to fund industrial facilities infrastructure improvements to be allocated in 2 categories. Category A, industrial site development, which has a proposed budget of $40 million. Category B is for the Port of Davisville infrastructure at Quonset, which has a proposed budget of $20 million. Please cast your vote to either approve or reject this proposal.